Well, thanks for joining me. Today I'm just going to give an overcap of our Michigan opening weekend or opening week of gun season. Starts November 15th. Me and my brother-in-laws headed up to deer camp on the 13th. All right, well, I'm headed off to deer camp.
Go get deer, Dad.
All right, babe, I'm going off to deer camp. I'm going hunting.
I'm going shopping.
And we ended up leaving the house on the 13th, first thing in the morning. And before we could do that, my buddy texted me that he had a good buck down, so right here in town. So we drove over to his house, helped him drag that out, get it gutted and everything just before we left. And it was a good buck. He's got his own property and just started hunting recently, so he was super excited about that. So helped him drag that thing on out, and then headed on our way up north. So when we got there, our buddy Ryan already had a couple deer hanging and a squirrel, so it was kind of fun to see. The meat locker already getting filled. So we headed off to the state land that evening and saw a little bit of action. And then on the 14th, we all went out. And then the night of the 14th, it ended up getting really cold and iced up. So the walk in on the 15th was super crunchy, really loud, which was terrible for us getting in, but awesome for deer movement because you could hear deer coming like 200 yards away. It was a little hard to figure out exactly where they were coming from, but you could definitely hear them walking. So I ended up having a buck that ran behind me. I grunted at him to try to get him to stop, but just couldn't get him to stop at all. So he ended up running off. I texted my brother-in-law that buck was headed his way. That deer ended up walking down the road, catching my scent where I'd walked in, and then took off towards my brother-in-law. So while I was sitting there, about 10 minutes later, I don't know if it was even that long, probably within 5 minutes, I heard the shots ring out and knew it was my brother-in-law. And he had smoked that buck. So it's a nice 7-point buck, so we went and helped him drag that thing on out. All right, we just got back to where Jeff is. Oh yeah, opening day. 7-pointer.
Shot it so good it got itself.
Got it itself.
That's the way to do it.
Heck yeah. After dragging that thing out, we decided it was still early in the morning, and we were gonna just kind of drive around looking for some spots, looking where other hunters were and weren't, just because we've been thinking about adding some other spots to our to kind of our hunting area. So we drove around and noticed a weird noise, ended up with a flat tire, which was very comical for the three of us changing a tire, which it should have been really easy. But
there's like 6 holes, 6 lug nuts. Oh!
No!
Stop! You guys suck. You waste of time. There we go. This is better. You're right.
That's better. I quit.
Better. You can't quit. This is your job. You have one job on this whole evolution. This is it.
Evolution?
Yeah, it's a whole evolution to do this. We're pit stop crew. So far, all the other NASCARs have lapped us 17 times. Oh boy.
Let's see where we put the trunk.
Had some struggles with that. Then once we did get the spare on, the spare had a flat, so it was kind of a crazy day. So I ended up having to take my truck in and get all new tires that day, and didn't even get to hunt the night of the 15th. Went back out the morning of the 16th, and I hunted kind of a new spot for me, this pine tree that overlooks this field. We put a stand in it, I think 2 years ago, but I've only got one hunt out of it. And tell you what, it was just a beautiful view. Even though I didn't see anything, I kicked one up in the morning, but just an awesome view over this big open field as the sun popped up that morning. And killing a deer isn't what hunting's all about. It's all about that time out there in the woods, and I really enjoyed that, even though I didn't see anything. So while I sat there, my brother-in-law Eric ended up shooting 2 does that morning. Ended up seeing 12 total, so it was a good morning for him. So then we helped, actually by the time I got down, they'd already gutted and dragged both those things out almost. So
I only got 1 doe already drug up, and then Shooter over there dragging out a second one.
Shooter McGavin. He does not hunt like it's golf. With the lowest score.
I feel like you're burning, dude.
Loading up the meat wagon.
But overall, we had an awesome weekend, successful for us, deer-wise, but really being successful isn't about necessarily bagging deer. It's about making memories, and we always have fun and do that. So we made a cool memory. We'd found a photo of our grandpa from probably 50 plus years ago, and from him gutting out a deer, and we ended up recreating that photo, and we're going to be kind of getting that put onto a canvas and passing that around. So it was really cool, great to make some memories with my brother-in-laws and some friends. So don't really have any kill footage of this season, but or at least right yet, so we still have time. So I hope you'll enjoy the video. Please like, share, and subscribe.